There we go. All set. Oops. There we go. Okay. Just waiting for people to turn up while I'm getting set up here. While we're waiting, I'd love to know where you're from. I'm here in Vancouver, Canada. So where are you from? Pouring rain today. It was really nice earlier, but this is definitely a rainy afternoon. It can rain here in Vancouver. Vancouver's a rainforest, so it makes sense. But it doesn't get as much. I think it gets as much rain as New York. Like there's other cities that get a lot more rain than Vancouver, but Vancouver has this reputation of being really rainy. It's quite interesting. We do get a lot of rain though. So where are you from? Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, how else would you pronounce that? Raleigh. Atlanta, Georgia. I can pronounce that. Okay. Raleigh. I don't know. Anyway, just waiting for everyone to turn up. If you do, this isn't a really weird time for me. I'm not doing the regularly scheduled lives anymore. We just don't have time to have. Oh, Raleigh. Oh, really? Raleigh. I would not have thought that. Raleigh. Okay, thanks, Kate. And don't tell me I pronounced your name wrong. I've never seen it spelled that way. Hopefully it's Kate. Okay, so what was I saying? I'm just asking people where they're from. I always find that interesting. I have gotten in the habit of asking my new clients if they're Jewish. I would say almost 50% of my coaching clients are Jewish. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fascinating? So anyway, I've been asking them, and sure enough, a lot of them are about 50. I would say it's almost up to 50% now. Interesting. So I'm trying to figure out why. Why, I've heard that it's that they talk, they talk in the community a lot. Also, some rabbis are talking about me. So I thought that was fascinating. I'm learning a lot about the Jewish religion, so it's interesting. Stuff I just didn't know. Of course, because I'm not Jewish. But yeah, interesting, eh? Urbana, wouldn't be Urbana, it would be Urbana, I think, Ohio. Tip of the thumb, Michigan. I've heard that before, that phrase. Turleton, that's hard to say, Oklahoma. New Zealand, hi Trina. We used to ski in Queenstown, which is the outdoor adventure capital of the world, I think. A lot of whitewater rafting and climbing and that. Alberta, Canada, hi Naomi. San Diego, Vicky from San Diego. Okay, so let's get going now. I'm just going to answer your questions. I also like to throw other stuff in because most of what I'm about is not about discipline, but that's all I get asked about in these lives. Hi, Tennessee, Jennifer, until Peoria Heights, Illinois, Peoria. Has to be pronounced that way. Alabama. What's Roll Tide? Roll Tide, is that a city? Never heard of it. Okay. Yorkshire, UK. Hello, Joe. Anyway, so let's get going. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. My name is Lisa. I'm a parenting coach. I'm a mom. I'm also a grandmother. If you go on the BratBusters.com, it's also in the link somewhere there. You'll see my website. You can just click on there. You'll see my courses, my free behavior board, which is like a mini course. It's completely free. And it also has a toddler section in there. So you can go and check that out. What else have I got? Coaching. I forgot. I meant to get to my wait list today. Just a sec. I do have a wait list for coaching, but I'm going to try and check that out now. If you are a past client and you want to rehire me, you know that you just email me. You don't go on the wait list because you take first priority. But anyway, I got to check that out. So that's for private coaching if you're interested in that. If not, you can go. I've got lots of free stuff. This is all free. My lives, all my videos are free. My behavior board is free. Also, our podcast. My daughter is my business partner, and we do a podcast together. How nice. I work with my daughter. I teach parenting, and my business partner is my daughter. So, yeah, we're very lucky. We work really well together. She's very much in charge. She does all the planning. I'm just the product, but she does all the business planning, marketing, and all that stuff. And, so she just tells me what to do. I hate planning. Okay. I'm very much a leader with kids, and when I need to be. But in my personal life, in my inner circle, I am a follower. So you do not need to be like, I think people think you need this real strong personality. You need to be a leader for your children. Absolutely not. I am useless with dogs. I'm useless with them. They walk all over me. And I'm a follower in my personal life. Only people in my inner circle that I like and trust. You know what I mean? So yeah, interesting. You don't need to be a strong personality leader type to be a leader for your children. Anyone can learn how to do this. Okay, so love your class, which one of my courses, is that what you mean? Vicky Short. Queenstown, New Zealand. Yeah, geez, I fell in love with Queenstown. We skied there a couple times because we lived in Brisbane, Australia, and I was there for about 20 years. And I wanted the kids to see snow and go skiing. And so it was cheaper to fly over to New Zealand than it was to ski down in Melbourne. And in Australia, in the province of Victoria, which is where the skiing was. But anyway, plus it was fun to go to a different country. Darlene from Maryland. Hello, Darlene. Massillon. Is that right? Ohio. Hi, Sue. Santa Rita, Guam. Oh, hello, Rachel. Santa Rita, Guam. Now, Cheryl said, yes, it is. I don't know what my question was. I'm going to go back now. I'm curious. Peoria. Oh, I get to get that right, didn't I? That is not something you would guess if you hadn't heard it before. Okay, Illinois. So I'm just scrolling down here. Oh, Eastchester, New York. Eastchester. I haven't heard of Westchester. I didn't know there was an Eastchester. Interesting. Savannah, Georgia. Love your parenting videos. Thanks so much, Jason. A lot of my clients are Southern, and you cannot have a Southern accent without sounding friendly. It's impossible. I just love Southern accents. Okay, so I'm just going to read out a couple of things here before we get going. I always encourage parents to stay calm when things are getting rough. You stay calm during the storm. So when kids are acting out, when they need disciplining, you're completely calm. The reason is that they will fight you for a while because they're going to try and get control. If you've never had control and you're trying to gain it as a leader, they're going to fight you hard to get it back. They usually get worse before they get better. Anyway, but the whole idea is you stay calm, consistent over a period of time, because this is my saying. I invented this. I think it's quite profound. You know, I'm lousy at all this stuff. But anyway, my saying is that some clients have said they like it is, you can't fight with a calm, loving person forever. Eventually, you will win. So you're in for the long haul here. It's not a short-term fix. It's a long-term haul when you're trying to gain leadership, especially with older kids and teenagers. But you can't fight with a calm, loving person forever. You can't. It's impossible. Your kids will eventually give up and respect you. Eastchester and Westchester County. Oh, geez. Really? Wow. That's interesting, Donna. Eastchester and Westchester County. Wow. Never heard that before. That's cute. Southern Indiana. Hello, Tessia. It must be Tessia. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's like, reminds me of that years and years ago, I had a new client and he was Spanish or Mexican, I don't know, but speaks Spanish. And I said, oh, hi, Jesus. It's nice to meet you. And he goes, well, thank you. But actually, it's pronounced Jesus. How the heck was I supposed to know? You know, he didn't even laugh because he said he hears it all the time. So I'm not the only dope. Imagine that. Imagine me not knowing that. Okay. Okay, I'm just waiting for your parenting questions. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I've already introduced myself. So I'm really just here answering your questions, which all basically go mostly toddler discipline stuff. But you know, if you have older kids, I specialize in teenagers. So, but on these lives, it's usually toddler stuff on the lives. But if you have older kids, that's my specialty. So, hello, Melissa, Montreal. Never been there. I'm here in Vancouver. Tessa. Oh, it's Tessa. What's that I doing in there? Tessa. Cleveland, Ohio. English is such a weird language. It's not phonetical at all, or phonetic. Do you have any mantras or examples of how to stay calm in the storm? Someday I lose control with my twins and I want to stop that. No, I don't. You know why I don't? Because every time I say something that parents go, oh my God, that's helped me, it never seems to help anybody else. It's so individual. Like you've got to find something that works for you. There's a song, it's old song, and it's Donna Summer, and it's called I Will Survive. I would probably sing that in my head. Look it up, I Will Survive by Donna Summer. I don't know if there's been any remakes of that song. That was a classic. I was born in 1960. I was a disco queen. You know, I grew up on disco. So it was all Donna Summer. I remember when Wham came out and George Michael, oh God, I thought he was so hot. And it seemed every guy I was attracted to seemed to be gay. But anyway, I still thought he was hot. I had such a crush on him. My mom decided to put the I in there. Oh, she's got a sense of humor. Throw people off. This is Marilyn. I was a pleaser parent. My children are grown. Now I'm trying to repair that. They're grown, eh? So yeah, repair that. What do you mean repair that? You're not parenting anymore if they're grown. Yeah. Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Never heard of that. Hi, mom of twin 18-month-old boys with another boy on the way. How do you deal with them hitting each other? They're 18 months old. They're at the height of that. They're at the height of being crazy emotionally and physically. They're just not much you can do in that. It's not going to work right away, but you just use consistent corrective actions. So whenever they hit, you say no, and you remove them from the fun or remove fun from them and just hold them back for a while. Let them go if they go to hit again, prevent future hits. But yeah, it's just physically draining. One of my least favorite ages to discuss is about 18 months old, because you're just getting into disciplining at this stage. They're not going to learn anything quickly. So I'll tell parents something, and I'm always thinking, well, that ain't going to work for a while. So, but it's just consistency, and it's repetition over time. Okay. Okay, this is from Linda Rachel on YouTube. Okay, don't redact it. Don't take it out because I'm going to read it now. Tips, because sometimes people remove their comments on YouTube. I don't know why. Tips for acting out when being asked to do a consequence. Do you recommend stacking consequences up? No, you're just a timekeeper. Okay, so let's say this is your watch or whatever, or you can start. Oh shoot. I didn't want to turn it on because then the alarm's going to go. So you're just timekeeping. All you're doing is looking at that. Let them act up. You're just waiting. Okay? I don't know exactly what they're doing. If they're doing something really bad, I might say, I'll tell you what, because you're doing that now, we're going to go straight to media blackout. So you can go to the second consequence. But you don't stack up tons of the same ones, right? So if they act out during the first consequence, which is usually a chore, and they're doing something rotten like hitting you or something, then just say, I'll tell you what, you just hit me. I always talk like that. See how it's calm? I'll tell you what we're going to do. So all you had to do was clean the floor there or sweep up, but you chose to hit me instead. So now 24-hour media blackout starts now. Do you understand? And make it happen. So yeah, you can do that. But I don't know how old they are, so it depends. If they're like 4 and 5, I would do that. And this is the same, Linda Rachel. Sorry for the typo, accidentally pressed send. Oh, okay. I don't know what typo there was. I've been implementing your methods for a few weeks now. Thanks for all the helpful advice. So stuff's working. I always say I just give the advice. You're the ones to do the work. Okay, so pat yourself on the back. Good for you. Okay, how do you handle 12-year-old girl putting clean clothes in the laundry hamper instead of polka? If I had a dollar every time I heard this one. So what she does is she probably has a rule where she has to put clean clothes away, or she has to put clothes away, right? She doesn't want to do it, so she tries on 20 different outfits and throws them all in the hamper. You have to catch her with this, or I would pull stuff out and say, you know what? You've been adding some clean clothes in there. I'm going to be doing the smell of the psych test just to make sure we get this sorted out. Don't say you're rotten. Just, don't make a big deal out of it, in other words, just to make sure we sort it out. So if I find clean clothes in your hamper, there will be a consequence, okay? You've grounded her twice. Yeah, I don't do grounding really. So yeah, just have a consequence. She has to help you do the laundry, or she has to, just check it out. Check out the behavior board. It's completely free. You might want to look into the course, boot camp course too, if you're interested. It goes from 3 to 12 years old, but it actually can stretch out to 14. But I just covered my butt here because some 13, 14-year-olds are like, a lot older seeming. So a lot of stuff wouldn't apply to them because the teenagers things really change a lot. But yeah. I am woman, hear me roar in the song. Yeah, I'm woman, hear me roar. Who the heck sang that? That's actually, believe it or not, even before my time. It's a good one. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Yeah. If you ever saw the movie Staying Alive with John Travolta, we literally looked like that. It's embarrassing, but that's how it looked. And we would have solos on the dance floor, like I was like really into it. And we would literally, people would watch you and sing along or clap while you were doing a solo. Oh, how embarrassing. Thank God there weren't videos back then. My 3-year-old grandson hates getting dressed, wearing clothes. It's a big ordeal every day. How can we change this every day? Yeah, just put on the behavior board. No more fighting when getting dressed. Whenever he does, there's a consequence. He'll eventually learn. You might have to do something that really hurts, like it might be no iPad today or something. Or if he gets dressed, then he gets an iPad. But don't use it as a direct reward. Just say, you get the iPad later on tonight or whatever. So, but if he doesn't get dressed, he doesn't get it. So something like that. Okay, I don't quite know what you're talking about, but I'm going to read it out because other people might know. How important are these sensory activities? I don't know what you mean by that. All over my feet. My guy is almost 3 and only seems to care for rough and tumble play. Sensory activities. Well, I don't quite know what that means, but anyway, you got to wear them out. They're very physical. Is that what you mean? I don't know. They're different for each kid. My son certainly wasn't like that. He loved puzzles and Lego, and he was very into the stuff like that more. So yeah, they're all different, and you meet their needs and manage their wants. Every kid has different needs. So, they need to eat, they need to go to bed and sleep, go to the bathroom, all the basic stuff. But after that, they have different needs. So sensory activities may be important to one kid, but not another. I find children with autism are very specific in what they like. So their sensory issues can be extremely specific. I'm shocked sometimes how specific they are. Like years ago, I was working with this kid, I think, and he was obsessed with Velcro, but he only liked, I think it was the rough side of it, and he had to have it in his hand at all times. I can't remember what it was. It was 30, 40 years ago. But yeah, it was very specific, and he'd freak out if he didn't have that. He was quite high on the spectrum, or is it low? I always get that mixed up. Anyway, it's interesting. So they're all different. Repair my relationship with them. That's Marilyn. You said you were the pleaser parent. The pleaser parent leads to not necessarily great relationships when they're adults, for sure. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. That's adult stuff, right? So I don't know. I want to hand out some advice, but that's not what I do here. It's just basic life advice. No, I don't want to do that here, because they're adults, so I want to keep it kid-based. Okay, I can't help myself. Let's say your kids are grown, they're 25, 30. You might be trying to overcompensate and give them advice. They don't want your advice. If you're doing that, I don't know if you are, they don't want your advice. They just want you to listen to them. And they want you to be friends with them and have fun. No confrontational stuff, nothing difficult. Don't try and have big talks with them. They don't want to hear it. Let them initiate that sort of stuff, okay? Anyway, that's all I've got for you. And I might be off base with that. That's just really general advice. I'm just guessing here. You're welcome, Marilyn. So I'm scrolling through. I like to mix up the ages. That's why I scroll through. Also, I want to make sure you're still here when I answer your question, because people come and go. It only looks like I've got like 82 people in here, but by the time I exit this live, I might have had 500. So I never know, right? So that's why I like to scroll through the questions to make sure you're still here. So I like to. Well, no one else seems to have a problem, Wanda. So it might be you. No one else has complained about it yet. Anyway, she says she can't hear me. So, okay, this one, you know what? I can't answer this really well, but I'm going to read it out anyway. What do you recommend when someone won't eat, but then later on before bedtime they're hungry? So do you send them to bed hungry, or do you feed them? This is a 4-year-old girl. She won't eat dinner. So did she have a heavy snack after school or after daycare or preschool, I guess it would be. So make sure she doesn't have too much to eat before dinner, then at dinner. And then then I would say about 90 minutes before bedtime, I would say this is your last chance to eat. Dinner's in the fridge. I can heat it up for you. So, and then start a timer. Say you've got 5 minutes, you've got 10 minutes or 15 minutes to eat something if you're hungry. Otherwise, you go to bed without it. I would do that. She'll eventually learn. I'm guessing she's holding out for something better. Are you giving her the same meal that you put in front of her for dinner? I would. Not in a punishing way, but just here's your dinner. Okay, this is from Rome's Sean. I probably said that wrong. I don't know. How do you keep consistent on your 5-year-old copying your 11-year-old who has ADHD and severe anxiety? How does redirect apply or choose your battles? You'd have to hire me for that. I need to ask a lot of questions. Yeah, I'd have to ask a lot of questions. So yeah, I can't answer that here. I need more context. Someone said I can hear you. That's good. Yeah, Wanda, I think it was, said she can't hear me. That happens. I just turn up your volume, maybe. Well, I guess you can't hear me anyways. Okay. The sound is choppy on YouTube. Okay, well, I've been coaching all day and no one complained about sound, so must be YouTube or something else going on. I don't know. Is spanking obsolete now? Every kid in my small family. Okay. It's more of a generational thing. Years and years ago, that's what parents did. They weren't so politically correct, and it worked in the moment, and no one suffered as a result of it. It was more trendy, not trendy. Then it became trendy to not discipline at all. The pendulum swung the other way. It's a total disaster. Now we're trying to balance out, but I don't recommend spanking or yelling. They might work in the moment, short term, but in the long term, they can backfire. Okay. This is Jessie. Daughter just recently turned 13 and keeps stealing my hair skin products out of my bathroom. I supplied with her own and even give her a monthly allowance to buy her own. What should I do? Where's the consequence? We all learn through consequences. So what's the consequence if she does do that? Make sure that's stealing from you. Say there's going to be a consequence if you do. Oh, great. Now someone else says the sound is cutting out. I wonder if I should stop and start again. Let me think. It's on YouTube. We're not saving. Oh, shoot. We are saving these drats. We don't pull our videos from these anymore, though. Anyway, sorry about that. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it for this one. How long have I been on here? Oops, I gotta go. I've got to go over to Instagram now if you want to join me over there, but I'm on YouTube the whole time. Sounds like a broken speaker. That's how. Okay, I'm gonna exit YouTube and I'm gonna move from Facebook to Instagram. And I'm going to exit YouTube and restart it and see if it helps. Okay. Mic plug out, mic plug in. I don't have a mic, like it's an iMac thing. I always put an I in front of everything Apple. Is that right? It's not a MacBook. It's a MacBook, not an iMac. I actually have the big desktop one. So, and it was working all day today, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm going to leave you here. My name's Lisa. I'm a parenting coach. If you go to BratBusters.com, you can see everything I have to offer on there. Free behavior board, courses, coaching, and the podcast. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm hopping over to Instagram now. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I will end this here. Come on. End.